With catchy dark house songs such as The Business and The Motto, Tiesto has been generating billions of streams on Spotify alone.
Nice.
So today we're going to be exploring some of the production and sound design techniques behind Tiesto's sound by remaking his most recent single, Lay Low. Let's begin with creating a Reese bass, which is how Tiesto likes to set this dark, mysterious mood in the verse of Lay Low. Let's open Serum, choose the saw-rounded wavetable, increase the unison to 7, and max out the wavetable position knob to get a brighter saw sound. Then we want to add in a simple sine sub to support the sound's low end and enable the low pass filter with a bit of resonance and filter drive to make things sound closed off and slightly distorted. And finally we're lowering our decay and sustain, so the synth slightly fades out as we hold it, and we're increasing the portamento time for the note's pitch to glide. And then we play the following bass notes that follow the chord progression of the song. So we now need some atmosphere to support the Reese bass, for which we're using this very simple sound made in Serum with 2 detuned saw wavetables going through a low pass filter. And we're inserting this reverb to add a ton of space. And crucially, as we're only playing 2 notes, which is very simple, we're automating the filter cutoff within Serum to add movement throughout the verse, which keeps it interesting. Now, to make things more interesting and to also add some melodic content, we're adding this melody synth consisting of the saw-rounded and J106 noise layers. And very importantly, our ADSR envelope is being linked to our low-pass filter knob to make sure that as we hold a note, the filter opens and immediately after closes again. And we're also linking the velocity knob to the filter, meaning that the harder we press a key, the brighter it will sound, and vice versa. And with some hyperdimension, an 8th note ping pong delay, a low pass filter, and again quite a bit of reverb, we turn this synth into this nice atmospheric background melody synth that plays the perfect fifths of the bass notes we created earlier. And then it's time to start building toward the drop, and this build-up is my favorite part of this song. So first we're replacing our Reese bass with another slightly more detuned saw that is being sidechained to add this rhythmic pumping effect, which together with this filtered cashmere impact signals a change to the listener. Second, we have this build synth from Serum providing a huge amount of tension. We have 2 saw-rounded wavetables where the one in the oscillator B window is being heavily detuned, and the magic we hear actually comes from this LFO shape being applied to the levels and pulse width modulation knobs, or PWM, within both oscillators, which yields this cool gated effect. Then we're applying some EQ, distortion, reverb, and delay for a crunchier and more atmospheric sound, and we're automating this instance of DJM filter to gradually open up our synth. Third, we're using a sound very similar to the build synth, playing a sustained C sharp throughout the entire build-up, whose filter is being automated to create this tonal synth suite. Fourth, we want to add more energy and movement, which is why we're bringing in low-pass filtered versions of our clap and kick. We'll discuss these samples later, as well as these sweeps. And finally, I'm routing all the build-up elements to an instrument bus, where I'm applying this Frank Paul Patcher clone of Endless Smile, which adds hype by increasingly adding high and low-pass filters and a bit of reverb. And I'm also automating the volume of the build-up elements with this instance of fruity balance, just to make sure that our elements get slightly quieter during the build-up so our chorus hits harder. And that leads us to the drop and of course our main element, the bass, which consists of a couple layers. Our first layer is coming from the DSO triangle wavetable in Serum, and we're using this shape within our envelope window to kind of automate the level of oscillator A and the low pass filter cutoff and drive knobs, which yields a more rounded attack and vowel sound to our bass. Second, we're using a duplicate of the Reese bass used in the verse, but with a high pass filter, and this helps add character and a bit of grit to our main synth. And third, we have a sub bass coming from Silent 1, specifically the deep sub preset, which I use all the time. Then we're using this kick from the Future Garage Sennheiser pack on Splice, which I'm layering with this Noise Take top kick made in Serum, just to add that little extra high end and attack to the kick. We also got this clap from the Cashmere pack, where I'm adding a little bit of reverb. And halfway through the drop, we're introducing these Cashmere crashes, some Cashmere hi-hats for extra groove and energy, and we have our melody synth from the verse coming back in, now playing the following melody. And that really concludes our drop. Now, before listening to the final result of our remake, I encourage you to get involved in the comments below by sharing your thoughts. And as always, be sure to download the free project file, the stems and the MIDI files down below so you can explore the entire session at your own pace. I look forward to seeing you all next week, and let's now listen to the final result of this week's remake.
I'm hearing voices in my head, there's no way to escape. Da, 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 da. They got me anytime, anywhere. My mind in the air. Da, 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 da. Surround me. They surround me. Surround me. Anytime, anywhere. My mind in the air. They're waiting for me. They're calling on me.
Lay low, hit the sun, everybody have a real good time. Real good time. Yeah, we cool, yeah, we drunk, lost my mind, and baby, I feel high. I feel high.
They're calling on me.
Lay low, hit the sun, everybody have a real good time. Real good time.
Surround me.
Lay low, hit the sun, everybody have a real good time. Real good time.
Surround me.